What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today we got some real interesting stuff to talk about. These are new last-minute details, last-minute leaks on what we could potentially be seeing in the Rise of Skywalker. This is from Jedi Paxis over on Reddit. Now, if you do not want to know anything about the Rise of Skywalker, do not watch this video. But if you are like me and you are looking forward to this train wreck, and you're laughing at all of it because Disney's trilogy is garbage, then this is going to be the video for you. Now, Jedi Paxis obviously has leaks going back like 4 or 5 months ago, and then a lot of the leaks that Jedi Paxis posted about are starting to show up in the trailers, so it's looking like these are pretty accurate, and we've covered a lot of these leaks. These are new details that are emerging, and before we get into that, I want to give a shout out to Tugs over on Twitter, that Tug Live. She's great. She's been putting a lot of this new information out there, so go give her a follow. She is part of the Fandom Menace, and she is awesome. Okay, here we go. Look, if you've seen the previous leaks, you know how bad they are, and they are all-time bad. These are even worse. Now, I'm not going to read everything here. I'm going to read some of the most cringeworthy parts of it, but let's just jump right into it right now. Here's some context on where this came from. This is all from a news source that recently contacted me. They claim to have seen the film. It's plausible that they could have. I vetted what they told me with other sources who confirmed validity, and this new person had accurate enough details that are accurate that haven't been mentioned elsewhere to make me feel comfortable sharing this. This person has seen the previous films, but isn't an obsessive fan like you or I. They also only saw the film once, so this likely won't be a perfect retelling of what they saw. Now, again, you got a lot of details here, and again, if you want to go over to Star Wars Leaks and check this out, you can. I'm not going to read all of this. A lot of it is just garbage nonsense that just continues to show us how bad this stuff is. But here's a few things I want to mention. Now, there is obviously, we know Luke's going to be back in this movie. In what capacity, I don't know. Now these leaks are not, if anything that's new has been added, that's what these are. So there are more context of these leaks that are out there over on Reddit, but these are just this is new information. Now, this right here. Now, we've been told we could not criticize The Last Jedi, and if we do, we are man babies and we are intimidated by women. And one of the most horrific scenes in The Last Jedi was when Luke threw the lightsaber over his shoulder. And that was a moment where a lot of people were like, oh gosh, what is going on here? I was dumb enough to not really realize it at that point, but I did after the fact. But this scene right here was bad. Read this right here, okay? If this is in the film, this is a direct shot at Rian Johnson. The same Rian Johnson that still signed on to do a trilogy with Lucasfilm. When Luke catches the lightsaber that Rey throws into the wrecked TIE she used to get to Octu, Luke apparently says something about how something like this shouldn't be discarded. Isn't that interesting right there? Unbelievable. Retconning Rian Johnson's trash. Okay, now really going to get into a lot of this stuff right here. And he even puts a note. Here's what I think people are going to end up discussing about most about this post. Rey hears voices such as Yoda, Luke, Leia, Mace Windu, and others who give her strength to stand up to Palpatine. Palpatine tries to lightning her, but she blocks it with one of the sabers, but seemingly stalemates them. She then finds the strength, respect women. She finds the strength to pull the other lightsaber to her, making an X formation. This allows her to deflect the lightning back towards him. This is a moment right here. Are you ready? Have you prepared yourself for the biggest cringe you're ever going to hear? Are you ready? Here we go. Palpatine apparently disintegrates and explodes, causing the arena to crumble. This is where the new information comes into the picture, but also killing Rey. Ben apparently climbs out of the pit, finding a dead Rey, and decides to give his life for her. He uses the healing trick to save Rey, but draining his life force in the process. Then there's a weird fan fiction moment where they kiss and he dies. Oh my gosh. I hope this happens. I really hope this happens. I really do. just because it's so bad and they deserve to have the worst possible scenes in this movie. Please let this be true. I don't care if it justifies the weirdo Raylos out there. I want this to be true. I really do. Here's another one. Check this one out, okay? During the post-victory celebration, everyone is catching up with each other, kissing and celebrating. This leads you to see Chewie, who hears Ma's call to him. You think she's going to ask for a kiss, but she says, "You deserve this," and hands him a large medal. Really? Really? Like, Concerning some of the frequently asked questions, is Anakin in the movie? He was not at all that I noticed. Is there any explanation as to how Palpatine survived Return of the Jedi? It's pretty ambiguous. He's not really alive. It's pretty horrific in that he's basically a corpse puppet on some sort of rigging. But he's able to speak through the body via his spirit. He's also all the souls of the Sith passed in the body. Eventually, he manages to restore life in the body, though. I can't recall if they directly mention how the body was still intact, but it was sort of horror mad scientist lab, so it might not be his original. What the hell are they doing? What? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is the most desperate thing I believe I've ever heard. Do we see any Force ghosts in the movie? In response to my previous comments that we see Luke and Leia and hear the voices of several others. You're spot on with the voices. They reach out to Rey in her time of need. You also get Mace Windu, Yoda, and Luke from the more prominent voices I recall. Correct on Force ghosts too, although there's a weird ghost vision scene in which Luke explains that he was training Leia and felt a disturbance. They aren't the ghost of Luke and Leia, but they are ghostly. Does Kylo Ben really die in the movie? The pit doesn't kill him, but that does happen. Goes on to explain what I wrote above pretty much verbatim. What about Matt Smith? I googled Matt Smith. I don't remember seeing him. So there you have it. Believe it, don't believe it. Treat it as fact, fiction, rumor, otherwise. It doesn't really matter at this point, as if it ever really did. We'll all know the truth soon enough, so this will probably be the last story-related post I make about the rise of Skywalker before release. I hope you've enjoyed the ride as much as I have. May the Force be with you, Jedi Paxis. Shout out to Jedi Paxis. A lot of good work, and, I appreciate everything. Now, there's another part in here I want to read. I've got to go back up to it and find it. And this is really cringe for me. Everything is. But this one is really bad. It's really, really bad. Here it is. Kylo appears, wanders into what looks like a science lab, and Palpatine's voice can be heard claiming he made Snoke, and he's been orchestrating everything from the shadows. What? What is going on? The combined forces of Palpatine and the First Order are apparently called out as the Final Order. The Final Order. This is so bad. It's like a spoof. It's like a spoof of Star Wars. This is unbelievable. Oh my gosh. This might be the worst part of the whole thing, though. Even worse. This might be even worse than the Rey and Kylo. And I've already read it, but I'm just saying, let's just go back over this one more time. All right? Is there explanations of how Palpatine survived Return of the Jedi? It's pretty ambiguous. He's not really alive. It's pretty horrific in that he's basically a corpse puppet on some sort of rigging. But he's able to speak through the body via his spirit. All the souls in the Sith past are in his body. Eventually, he manages to restore life in the body, though. I can't recall if they directly mention how the body was still intact, but it's sort of horror mad scientist lab, so it might not be his original. If that is not everything you need to know about Disney Star Wars right there, they literally have brought Palpatine back as a corpse puppet on a rigging because they don't know what to do in this trilogy, because they had no plan. So we've reached the end of the Disney trilogy, And we've gotten to the point where we've got a corpse puppet Palpatine now because they don't know what they're doing. Does anybody out there still actually believe that they had a plan? Because you might as well believe in Santa Claus too. I mean, come on. Seriously? Like, what is wrong with you people? You can like it, and that's perfectly fine. You can like it, but don't tell me this is good. Don't tell me this is quality. That's the difference. Don't tell me this is good. Don't tell me this is quality. This is garbage. This is trash. This is beyond trash. Like, for instance, I talk about this all the time. I like the movie X-Men Origins Wolverine. I'm not a fan of Deadpool, but I enjoyed it, mainly because I don't like Deadpool. But was that Deadpool? No, it was terrible. It was garbage in terms of the respect for the character, and every Deadpool fan should hate that movie and what they did to Deadpool. I understand that. So all of you SJWs, all of you new age millennials that love Disney Star Wars, that's fine that you like it. Don't tell me this is good. Don't tell me this honors Star Wars. Tell me that it's trash and you like trash, because that's the only acceptable answer. This is a trash trilogy. I hate calling it a trilogy, but it's a trash trilogy. It's trash Disney trilogy. It's not a sequel trilogy. Not a sequel trilogy. Not a sequel trilogy. We're talking about the Disney trilogy. And that's what's going on here. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. I have a question for you. Out of these leaks, I'm going to go ahead and say that the two most cringe things are the corpse puppet Palpatine. Horrific, in the words of the person that says it. Horrific. Horror mad scientist lab type stuff. Is that worse? Or is Rey being dead, Kylo bringing her back to life, draining his own life force, and then having a kiss as he dies? Full Reylo, baby. Full Reylo. What is worse? What is worse? Let me know in the comments below. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Jedi Paxis. Shout out to Tugs. Shout out to everybody in the Fandom Minutes, Geeks and Gamers. It's we still got a week and a half to go, and it's gonna be a lot more videos talking about this train wreck in the making. It's gonna be beautiful. Still hoping for Scott Stapp, Creed to sing the opening crawl. It's the only thing that can make this any worse. You guys have a great day. Thank you very much for checking out this video. Hashtag Solo Lost Money, and we will talk to you later. Hey everyone, it's Jeremy from geeksandgamers.com, and if you're a fan of Geeks and Gamers, please go to our website, visit our merchandise store. We have t-shirts, hoodies, hats, beanies, tank tops, and in the very near future, we're going to have many more products for you to choose from. So thank you for the support. We appreciate it. You guys have a great day, and we will talk to you later.